The DACA is unconstitutional because an amnesty, which changes the legal status of a large number of people en masse, is a legislative act. And of course, they've long held that when you do something like that, that's legislative. And in order to do that, you have to have an act of Congress. So it's not illegal to have a DREAM Act, to give these people an amnesty, but the president can't do it unilaterally. And
but I guess my question is, why can't you do the travel ban unilaterally? Because that's what this administration has been arguing for the last 8 months.
Correct. And the travel ban is authorized by a congressional statute. So Congress has the overall power of immigration, but then they give statutory authority to the president to do certain things through executive action. So there's already a statute that says the president can withhold admission to any category of people, and he used that statutory authority to do the travel ban. So he has statutory authority there. The DACA actually violates 3 different federal statutes that say you can't do this.
But let me ask you this then. If you're relying on Congress and you say this needs to be a legislative fix, why do you oppose that legislative fix? You've come out and said you're against Congress doing something about it, but
sure.
What's your problem with that?
As a matter of policy, so setting aside the law, and I agree Congress has the power to do this, I would vote against it because right now you have a huge problem in the labor market for young Americans. The average age of the median age of a DACA student, or not student, DACA person is about 25 or so, and you've got massive unemployment among American high school graduates who are seeking jobs, 17% unemployment, 31% underemployment. Even college graduates are 12% underemployed in America. These are U.S. citizens. So why in the world would we legalize an additional 1.7 million people to compete against our own U.S. citizens who can't get a job or who are working part-time?
But if your argument is based on the economic part of it, so I get that your argument is based on the economic part of it, but there are estimates that the U.S. GDP could go down some $400 billion. These huge numbers. You know it's going to affect Kansas. There are estimates out that it's maybe $300 million in your state. So why not keep these people, the vast majority of whom have work permits, they either work or do go to school, why not keep them in this country to help with the economic market? Is it so important to you?
But I think many people look at the overall GDP number. They just say, okay, here's the total GDP, and here's how much it would go up with these more people in the country. That is too superficial. You have to look at GDP per capita. So you can bring in 2 million, 3 million, 5 million illegal aliens tomorrow, and it will increase our GDP because you have more bodies in the United States. But per capita, per person, GDP will go down. Wealth will go down in America. So when you look at it per person, it doesn't help our individual situation. And you're talking about young Americans who won't have those jobs and will see wages depressed because the labor force in those markets grows, and that drops down wages. Wages have been stagnant in America for almost 30 years.
Secretary, let me ask you this then. 780,000 people roughly are here, young people under DACA right now, under this program. If this program ends, what are these people supposed to do? Should they self-deport? Should ICE go after them and round them up?
What I would suggest they do is that they go back to their home country, get in line with the hundreds of thousands of people from their home country who are trying to do it legally. We forget about the people who are trying to follow our laws.
These dreamers are here legally.
They try to follow our laws too. No,
these dreamers are here legally now.
Give them temporary status.
Let me personalize a little bit, because there's some. You mentioned 800,000 dreamers roughly in this country. One of them is Angel Romero. He was brought here illegally when he was 2 years old, and I want you to listen to what he has to say here.
I basically got the message that my country doesn't want me here. It's trying to get rid of me, and it was very confusing.
If you could talk to somebody like him, or to somebody like Jesus Contreras, who is a paramedic working in Houston, who is here under the DACA program, he's a dreamer, what is your message individually to him?
A couple of things. One is that he's gotten a great gift from the American taxpayer. He's gotten the best free public education in the Western Hemisphere. And, he should be grateful because we, the taxpayers, have paid for that. And we're saying, look, if you want to be part of the American country, then do it legally. Go to the home country.
But 91% of these dreamers pay taxes. They're also paying taxes when they're here as dreamers. So they're not relying on the American taxpayer. They're relying on themselves as well, right?
Well, no, that's not correct. The vast majority do not pay enough in taxes to compensate for the benefits that they are receiving from the government. So they're net takers from the system. So yeah, paying some tax. We all pay some taxes when we buy a pack of gum at the store. But that doesn't mean that we're paying our
that's not what we're talking about here. In addition to the idea that they pay taxes, they also give a lot of information to the government. When they came forward to get on the program, as you're aware, they trusted the government. They provided a lot of personal information. There's concern now about that. What do you think the government is going to do or should do with all of that information that these dreamers have provided?
Well, what the Department of Homeland Security has said is that in any allocation of our resources for deporting people, we're always going to go against those who are committing crimes and those who present our gang members first. So if you've committed a crime, which many DACA recipients have, over 1,500. Right. So if you committed a crime or you are a gang member, you better be watching out because you are a high priority for removal.
But if you've committed a crime, you can't be a DACA recipient. And let's talk about those numbers for a second, because you were on this network last week talking about. No, you can't. Not if you've committed a crime. You lose your status.
Okay. No, there are several. Certain high-level crimes cause you to lose your status. Lower-level crimes do not cause you to lose your status. And if you've been arrested, but not convicted, you can get DACA. And so a lot of people are gang members are arrested.
Which is if you've been arrested but not convicted, you haven't committed a crime because you are innocent until proven guilty. But let me talk about the numbers. You mentioned 1,500 people have lost their DACA status, which is correct, according to the U.S. government.
It's not because they went to trial and were found innocent. It's because they never were prosecuted because counties don't have the resources to prosecute every assault, every battery. I have testimony from ICE agents in federal district court about assault by DACA gang members, and they were still given the benefits of the program because they weren't prosecuted.
Let me stop you for 1 second, Secretary, because I think this is an important conversation to have, and to look at the facts when we have this conversation. 1,500 DACA recipients have lost their status under this program. Out of 780, or let's say 800,000 total recipients of DACA, total dreamers. That is 0.2%. We're talking about less than half of 1% of people who have lost their DACA status because of crime. You have anecdotes that you talk about of people who have committed crimes. You say there are other anecdotes from dreamers like the person that we just showed you, like the young paramedic in Houston as well. So when you talk about the facts, the vast majority of these dreamers are in this country contributing to the economy, which is important to you. So I ask, how is this consistent then, ending DACA with the president's promise to take care of dreamers, that these dreamers should rest easy? How does that square?
Well, I'm not sure what the president meant when he said rest easy, and who knows. But the point is, let's agree on this. Let's agree on this. The Dreamers represent a cross-section of the illegal alien population. So you do have some criminals. You also have some people who are doing very well and are scholars, what have you. Those individuals have come into the country illegally. And at this point, the question is, okay, you no longer have that that status that President Obama gave you and he had no authority to give you, so you're back into your illegal status. I would suggest go home and get in line, come into the United States legally, then get a green card, then become a citizen. Do it the right way, like so many hundreds of thousands of your countrymen are trying to do. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with following the law?